Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing coming to you with another Craft with Me. This is another inspired video. I watched Sandy Creates did a video about 10 months ago that I stuck in my inspiration playlist on my channel, and which is the bonus of doing that, guys, because I didn't even try this for 10 months, but I knew where it was. I knew it was in an inspiration list and that I wanted to do it at a later time. So I am doing that today. As I've mentioned in nearly every video, I love creating any kind of ephemera that has a lot of extra journaling space that's low profile. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So they are a similar hidden journaling spot as I've done before and as many creators have done before, but this one has a little bit of an extra kick. So let me show you what we did. So for starters, different than what Sandy did is I added a vellum pocket on the bottom of the front and stuck a couple of tags in there, again, just to maximize the space for journaling. So this is what she looks like. Okay, so you can tell because I inked this edge, which I do that almost every time I make a prototype, and I didn't mean to ink that edge. I like it to be more seamless than that. But the difference between this one and the ones that I've done in the past is, one, I put a pocket. Secondly, when you pull this out, it has this little like booklet writing space. So it opens like this, and then it opens down like this with writing space. Thank you so much, Sandy. This was not my idea, guys. This part was not my idea. So please head over and check out her YouTube channel. She's an amazing creator. I can't keep up with everyone, unfortunately, but I do. When I see a video that strikes my interest, I tuck it away in a future playlist, an inspiration playlist, and I come back to it at a later time when I'm looking for ideas. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, let's get going. So what I did here is I prepared one completely with all the pieces already cut. And I'm going to show you that first so that I can kind of talk to you a little bit about the mechanisms and how everything works. So, and then we'll do one from scratch in terms of cutting down all the papers and everything on camera. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to pull my trimmer over. I can't bring it into camera because it's the Mondo precision trimmer, but I can set it right here to my left. So this is the one where I've just got the base pages, and we'll come back to that. I'll also be decorating off camera. This one I made a little bit shorter, well, a lot shorter. So let me show you what the height of this one was. So this one I believe was close to 8 inches. So 8 inches tall in total and 4.5 inches wide. And my journal pages generally are 5 1/4, so that leaves plenty of wiggle room. And then if this is glued in to it on a journal page, it can be a tuck spot behind, depending on which page you put it on. So I made this one a little bit shorter and a little bit wider. So it is 4 3/4 by just under 6 inches. So I am going to try to write up some directions as well. I took a bunch of ghetto notes from her video, so these are my ghetto notes, and I will try to type those up and insert them in the photos at the end of the video so you guys can grab that as well. So what I did is I went ahead and cut this piece. This is the pocket piece, what we're going to call the pocket piece. And then when you've got your whole page, so this before it was cut, let's just see what this was before it was cut. So this was just under 7.5 inches, and I opted to take off 1.5 inches off the top, I believe. Yes, 1.5 inches. So we're going to save this piece because it's going to be critical to the rest of the project. And then this, you want to, you're just going to cut it the height and the width, again, that you desire for your journal. And then what happens is this, this is this part. So let me bring the prototype back down without its little extras. So, so this is this part, and this is this part. So this cap can be as big as you want or as small as you want. I would recommend at least 1 inch in my experience with hidden journaling spots, just to be for ease. So there we've got that. Then you want to have another piece that is cut out of whatever paper you want to use. Now I did play around with using just some coffee dyed paper, and I didn't like that this this thing that's going to slide in the pocket was not very stable. So I went ahead and pulled another digital from the kit. Again, I'm using the Kleeblatt Creations digitals for the Winter Wonder Journal. So you're going to want a piece like this. Now this one needs to be slightly smaller than this. I may need to cut this down a little bit more because once I glued my edges on the last one, I really did not have enough space for this to slide in easily, but we'll do that together. Just because you get too much of a glue spread, so you want to be a little bit narrower, and then you want it to come all the way up to the top edge of this, like that, but you also want to account for your glue line on the bottom, so that's why that's important. So we've got that, and then this is the writing space that's going to go inside of this. Now when Sandy did it, she put her paper all the way up to the top. Let me just show you what this looks like. And it's going to fold down like this, okay? She put hers all the way up to the top, but I didn't feel the need for that because that's going to be covered over with this when we get to that part, which will make more sense in a second. So I went ahead and cut and folded mine so that it would fit this way, okay? So it would fit all the way to the bottom here, because this is not going to be glued or anything. And then you just want to cut this piece the lengthwise of your paper so that you have a really long stretch of paper, and then you're just going to fold it up however you desire to make kind of an accordion fold. I thought I'd put this whale tail tab on the bottom when we get there. So let me set that aside. We don't need it. We'll set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and ink this. Now I'm not going to ink this edge, so please remind me if I get carried away. So I'm just going to ink around this and I'll be right back. So the other thing, I mentioned that you could have this just be glued down to a page, but you could also have it be a floating piece. If you made it a floating piece, you could actually do pockets on both sides and really stuff this thing full if it was like an insert or something. I'm not going to do that today. So because what I'm finding when I pre-make all this ephemera for journals, I end up with too much and I can't fit it in. So especially bulkier, more stuffed things. So I've inked both of these, and I did not ink this edge, this edge, this edge, or this edge, because I'm going to try to conceal it a little bit more. So again, we don't need this right now, so we're just going to push it up there. We are going to glue the edges on here, so we want to put a bead of glue here and here to close that pocket up. So I'm going to be as sparing as I can. I did just clean the nozzle of this, so I'm going to just squirt a little bit out and make sure it's not loaded with a bunch of water. Looks to be good. Okay. So just a bead of glue. You know what? Nope, that doesn't need to be inked because it's not going to show. So I'm just going to put glue here. And here. It seems like no matter how narrow I go with this bead of glue, I always end up, it doesn't work. I end up having still a pretty large landscape of glue seepage. So that did seep out the bottom, which was good because then it's not on the inside. So I'm just gonna give that a press. And then I like to come in with my metal ruler, if it's right here, and just kind of poke at that and open up that as much as I can before it dries. So I'm just gonna try to push that out a little bit, just like that. Same with the down part. Just don't push too hard because you don't want to open your glued part there. So that's our little pocket, okay? Boom. So we can set that aside. And now we're going to work on this. So this one, we don't want to ink, I think this one, so the other thing is we got to make sure it fits in here. So let me do that really quick before we move on. So let's see how we're doing. Yeah, that's a beautiful fit. So when I squeeze it in there, actually it's not. It's a little bit wide. So I'm going to cut off just a smidge off the bottom of this. I mean off the side rather, sorry. There we go. So that will be much, much better. You do want to make sure that you check. So that's going to slide in there like that. And so that should come about down to there. So perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to ink this up. So this can be inked because it's not really concealing anything, so I don't think anyway. So let me ink this up really quick. Okay, while I was doing that, I also did ink this up just to have it done. I'm going to ink this little whale tail tab as well. I just thought it would be kind of fun to have a little decorative pull on the bottom, and it shouldn't bulk things up too much. So get rid of some crumbs here. So, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this in, and again, I only want mine to come to that line. So I'm just going to make sure that it is falling below the line. It looks to be as long as I put this very much on the edge. So now we're going to go ahead and take this and we're going to put glue on the back of this. I am going to use my Fabri-Tac because I have room to move it, time to move it. There we go. And I am making 2 of these on camera so that I have 3 in total. I talked with you in a previous video about how I'm going to be making a reference journal after the first of the year, and so I want to make sure that I have a sample of everything that I make. And since this is a 2 signature journal, I only need 2 for the journal and 1 for the reference journal. So I do want to make sure that's not binding. That seems to be okay. I'm just going to pull that back and give this a good press. And I want to make sure that that's covering that. It is beautiful, perfecto. And the only reason why I thought about doing it all with this coffee dyed linen paper was because I wanted this to kind of be matchy-matchy, but it doesn't matter. A person could print on the back of this another really open design like this, and you'd have a decorative piece here, but it doesn't really matter, and that's going to be covered up. So let's go ahead and glue on our little whale tail tab. This is from an Etsy shop. I purchased some whale tail dies, and they are epic. So cool. So I'm going to just put this on the bottom here. Guess I better get some glue on it because I can't do 2 things at once. There we go. So I hope you guys are doing okay. It is, what day is it? It's Friday before Christmas, and I'm just enjoying, you guys, I am enjoying not going out of my house during this winter break as much as I possibly can. And I am going to go out later because I need to get some groceries, but I'm enjoying just kind of meandering around the house. I haven't been out of the house for 2 days. The first day of winter break was Wednesday, and we had our grandkids over, and then Thursday I didn't go out either. So today I need to. So there we go. So that's how it fits in there. Okay. Easy peasy. So now the last step is to go ahead and we're going to attach this to this piece. Now you do want to make sure that you've got it going the right way. So if this is the front of your little booklet, that this is the front here, okay? So because I put it up to this, right? And it's going to be the same on the back and the front. So see? Boom. Perfect. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to actually make a pencil mark so that I know, let's see how, that's 1 inch exactly. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to make a glue line, a pencil line. So I'm just going to make a mark there just because I like to have it be pretty perfect, even though it's not necessary. I mean, if you can make it easier for yourself, make it easier for yourself, but don't stress if it doesn't work out. Okay, so again, make sure every single time that you're making sure this is lined up correctly with what you're doing. This is the front of the booklet, and this is the front of the pocket. So I'm going to go like this. Oh, I keep turning it, everything. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'll show you what I mean here in a second. I have to turn it a certain direction for my own ease. Okay. So now I'm going to just hold this up so I make sure I get it right. So this is the front, this is the front. So now you want to space this out. So you want to have this be on here so that it's even on either side. So I hope you know what I mean here. So when I'm looking at this fold and this edge, that they're about the same distance from the edge of this piece. So that's kind of the goal there. It is the goal there. And that looks to be pretty good. Okay, so again, I'm I spying here and here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's good to be as careful as possible. So then the last thing you're going to do is just put glue here and close this up. Pardon me. Still have the cough. Okay, so we're going to just close that up like that. Okay. Pick this up a little bit, make sure everything looks good and there's not too much of a gap, unexpected gap. Looks amazing. Okay, looks amazing. So then this just slides in here. Slides in here. And it's not too bulky. I'll show you the profile here in a second. Boy, we got tight in there. Why did we get so tight? It's the glue, I guess. So let me do my ruler thing here again, and just, now that this has had time to dry, I can really be a little bit more forceful with my ruler. And then we're going to try that again. Just got to get all those edges in. Okay. So you're better to go smaller on this piece that inserts than bigger, because you have wiggle room for this. So look at that. Epic. Let me slide it over a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, right? But unless you know that that's a hidden journaling spot, you don't know that it is. So look at that. Boom. And so this is the profile. Really, really beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So I will probably do the same as I did on that one. I'll put an eyelet. I really like that idea. I've never done that with a hidden journaling spot before. Oh, well, we were stuffed in there too far. There we go. I've never done that before, but I really love that idea. I like my seam binding to stick out of the top of things, so that's it. And you can see on the back it's the same. So it meets up just perfectly. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do the cutting together as well. So again, I have my cutter off to my left, and here are our papers. So let's see if we can make one that's a little bit, maybe a little taller, and a little, well, maybe taller than the one we just did, but a little bit narrower, just to do something different. I want this to be my outside piece, so I'm just going to set those aside. And actually, in order to do that, I'm going to cut a little bit off this edge because I don't want to lose all this image. So it's probably not going to be, yeah, we're just going to go with it. I don't want to lose all of that. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to cut that little edge off the side so that I can guarantee I don't lose my image. And then I'm going to just fold this, and this is what you can do. And just decide what you want to be in there. You just want to make sure that's not too big for your journal. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it a gentle push there so that I can measure this. And it's 5 inches, so it's okay. So we're going to go with that because I like all that's showing there. So you want to line up this edge so that it is nice and straight. And then I'm going to go ahead and just use my bone folder and do that. So I basically am using one page of coffee dyed paper and 2 digitals, okay? And you're not even going to need all the digital. You're going to have some extra on the other one. So now we want to cut this excess off because we don't need that. So let me reach and do that as well. There we go. So let's see how tall she is. So she's 8 and just under 8 1/4 right now. So the only thing I don't like, and the reason why I made that one shorter, was because I wanted to have something really distinguishing here. Maybe we'll use this side as the front this time. Nope, I really like this. So I'm gonna cut some off of the top and the bottom just a little bit, because I want, when we decide on the maybe I'll just cut it off the top. When we decide on how much we want to cut off the top for the journaling spot, that's perfect. So it's still, I think, taller than, maybe it's about the same as this one. It's a little bit shorter than this one. Goodness gracious. That's okay. Again, you can make them whatever size you want. So there we go. So with this one, let's just go a little bit narrower with our thing here. So I'm going to go 1.25 inches. So I'm going to jot that down, otherwise I'll forget. 1.25 inches. And I'm just going to make a pencil mark there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim that off because we're going to be using that as our little top piece. So just give that a little slice. And again, that is just going to sit right there, and that's going to be right there. Okay. So next we are going to work on the part that goes in the middle, which is, oh, this is exactly the same paper. We are going to flip this over. We are going to flip this over because it's the exact same one I just did. Goodness gracious, I didn't even see that. So there we go. We're going to do that. Okay. That's going to be our front. And so this is the one where we're going to make the piece that's going to go in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this just so that we know exactly what we're working with here. So again, we're going to glue this side and the bottom. Come on, Barely Arts, go for it. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot. That's okay. We will work with it. Okay. Give that a press. And I'm going to grab my paper towel and just smooth that out. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to again slide my ruler in there. Just a little bit, just so that we can kind of control the landscape that's being absorbed by that glue. So then I just can kind of pinch here and accentuate how far I want that glue impact to go. That looks good. Okay. All right. So now you're going to cut this one again slightly smaller than this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold it. Let's see. I'm going to have to lose some off this side. So I'm going to trim that little edge off there. Just so pretty, but you can't have it all. And then I'm going to fold this on kind of on this line where this image is ending here, or yeah, ending rather, whatever. You know this line. You know what I mean. I'm going to give that a press as well. I'm going to bone fold it. Burnish it rather. Okay. And then let's see, it's still going to be too wide, so I'm going to have to trim a little bit more off this edge, but that's okay because I want to be a little bit scarcer on the width on this so we don't struggle so much. So I'm going to trim it right here. So that's going to give us a good what is that distance? Whoops, glue. A good 1/4 inch on either side, which should be enough to account for the glue. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that there. We're going to lose some of our berries, but that's okay. Okay, so there we go. So that should fit. But before we cut it down in height, we're going to go ahead and slide it in here. Make sure it fits nicely. And it does. Oh, beautiful. Awesome. So I'm going to kind of, I want it to come off the bottom. So I'm going to put this back in and make a pencil line so that I know where my cut line needs to be. I'm going to do that right there. So I'm just going to make a pencil mark right there, and I'm going to trim off the bottom of this. Okay, and then again we're going to make sure that it fits nicely in here and that it's not too tall, so it's going to stick all the way in there, all the way. Nope, it's not going all the way, so we need to trim off a little bit more. I hope you guys will check out Sandy Creates. She's amazing. She's from Africa, South Africa, I believe, and she's sweet lady. I have followed her for quite some time. Unfortunately, I cannot keep up with everyone that I'd like to keep up with, so I keep turning that over. I want that, make sure that we do it that way. So this is now, so I missed sharing this part of it in the one that I had pre-cut. So in order to get the effect that we got here, here where this part is taller, the back is taller than this, we're going to cut off a bit off of the top of the front part here. I'm hoping that's making sense. So I'm going to go about an inch on that. Okay, so I'm just going to make a line here. This one I have to hand cut because I don't want to make a mistake and cut all the way through both of them. So I'm just going to use my ruler to make a line here, and so I can just cut by hand. There we go. And I'm going to ink up this little edge right here just so that I can see where to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and get my scissors and just give that a trim. And I'm just going to cut right on that ink line. Perfect. Perfecto. Yay. Okay, so there we have it. Gosh, I love this so much. Okay, so let me take a moment and ink these things up so that we can move on to the next step. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're ready for our writing paper. So I've got a piece of coffee dyed linen paper here, and we're going to go ahead and use this. So again, we want it to be, I'm going to turn this way. Sorry if that makes it difficult, but I want to go here so that I can see this edge because I don't want it to go higher than that. So I'm going to go there, and I do want it to go almost all the way to the bottom, right there. Okay. Oh, no, that's the wrong step. Sorry, guys. The other way. It's this way. I'm going to have to turn it this way because we're trying to get the height right now, not the width. So my apologies. So we're going to go there, and I'm going to make a pencil mark here. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, like that. Because we don't have to worry about the width is what we need to, is what we're going after here, because the height, this is all going to be accordion folded up. So let me go ahead and fold this, and then I will ink it. So again, we want it to go here. So I don't want that to show above that edge. And so then we're going to go ahead and take this. And when I do this, I'm folding it to be straight with itself, not with the edge of the base. Hope that makes sense. Like that. And then this one folds down, and I'm going to do it similar to what I did on the other one, and just fold it there. Why does it look crooked? It's the variation in the inking, or the coffee dyeing on this paper is throwing me. There we go. Okay, so let me ink this up as well. Get it nice and grungy. So I have decided I'm going to be using another one of the Kleeblatt Creations winter kits. It's a fairy kit, and it is scrumptious. I did pull in another background kit from another creator, and I'm still searching for a little bit more kind of wintry ephemera for the journal, but I'm going to make that one as well. It might only be a one signature, probably not, probably be two. I don't know that I've ever done a one signature journal, so it's just I need to experience more with the paper that I'm using. I just can't give up with one signature, so I'm just inking the rest of this up. And again, I'll decorate all this off camera, and you guys can see the photos at the end of the video if you want to see what I've done. This will probably air after. Let me see my schedule here. Let me show you my tracking. So this is my calendar, and I write in all of the videos that I do on every day. You can see my normal pattern is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I insert extras in between when I need to. So this one is actually not going to publish until the 28th of December. So, but that's okay. So, unless I change my mind. We'll see. During the holidays, YouTube video, the watching goes down significantly, so a part of me doesn't want to really waste a really epic video during a time when people are not really able to watch because they're rightly spending time with their families. So I'm going to put glue on the back of this. Okay, get that on here. Itchy nose. I'm just going to place this down, and again, I'm just want it as close to the bottom as possible, and I want to make sure it's not going to bind anywhere. So as far as this edge, so that looks to be really, really good. Give that a good press. But I love me some journaling space, so this is awesome. Low profile, extra journaling space. So let's go ahead and put this on. Actually, I don't know if I want that color. So let me see if I've got something else here that I could use, since I'm using a completely different digital. I didn't cut very many yet, so we're going to have to go with this. That's okay, though. That's okay. I just think it kind of is cool to have a little pull on it. Makes it fun. Okay. I'm just going to use my Barely Arts this time, just because I feel like it. And we're just going to put this on the bottom here. And I'm just I-spying. I don't worry about it being perfect, so I'm just going to I-spy that. And just get a little pull on there, like so. Perfect. And so now we're ready to glue our extra piece on. So, oh, I did that backwards. No, I didn't. So this one, I did ink this edge, but I'm thankful that this is the back. It's not going to be as, it'll probably be glued down into a journal, but I completely forgot and inked that. I remembered on this side, and I remembered when I did this. So again, we're going to go ahead and place this. I don't know if I can tell by just, I'm just going to have to do the measuring again. It just makes me feel better. So it is a 1 inch. I'm just going to make a pencil line again. I don't think I need to mark the whole thing. I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my glue and just not go too close to that pencil mark, because I don't want it to ooze out. So just doing that. Okay. So, yeah, losing my mind because we're all backwards here. Whoops. Okay, so that's that. So it needs to go this way. So this is going to go on the back. So I'm going to just lay this down. Hopefully I can make this work. And I'm just, oh, I should have inked that. I'm going to ink that so that I can see that edge. There we go. Working from a different angle here. So, come on, Renee. Because I did this all backwards from the first one, and I don't do backwards very well. So it needs to go this way. So this is going to go here. Okay. So I'm going to place it down, and then I'm going to pick it up so that I can see where we're lining up here. Which is why I recommend using Fabri-Tac, because you have time to move it. Okay, so that looks to be about good. Oop, too low down there. Okay. Scooch that up just a bit. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to glue it closed. I'm not going to get too close to that because I don't want it to, again, have oozing glue going where I don't want it. And then we're going to close that up. Okay. And again, the reason why I was getting confused is because on the other one I had this going this way with the opening over here, and so that always throws me because I'm challenged that way. So, and see how I still have a little bit of time to kind of finesse that, which is really awesome. So let's go ahead and stick her in and see how we did. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Got to get all the pieces. There we go. Slide that in. Oh, that one lined up a lot better and a lot easier. So I would recommend you go a little bit narrower in your, the width of your writing space on the inside, because this was a lot easier to do. So there we go. There she is. So on this side, see how you can tell now that that's split, and I did not want that. So this will probably get glued down to a page. And again, the finished width of this was 5 inches by just under 7 inches. So that is it for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll give it a try. Please, 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 in order to spread the love and give credit where credit is due, I hope that you'll go over and check out Sani Creates channel. Again, it will be linked below in the description box, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.